Hello, and once again, good evening, America! This is the NASCAR Cheez-It Cup Series from Kentucky this week for, you guessed it, the KFC 400. Last week, we saw Phil Collins take home the win in a second-to-last lap pass on their points leader, Corbin Forrester. This week, we take to Kentucky. Yeah, that's really about it. So let's take a look at the starting lineup for today's event. Starting first is the 48 of Brock Lesnar for like his 17th pole of the season. Mary Poppins will start alongside him. Next in line we have David Bowie in the 78, starting next to Jesus Christ, who lost an engine at the start of the previous event. Arnold Schwarzenegger will start alongside that 55 of Aaron Carter. Phil Collins is going to start next to What If Racing. Susan Boyle is going to start next to Jake from State Farm. Slim Shady is going to start alongside that 38 of Barack Obama. Larry the Cable Guy is going to start next to Keanu Reeves in the 16. Rob Halford starts alongside the 19 of Tails. Corbin Forrester starts right behind and next to the 44 of Tommy Joe Martins. Bruce Willis is going to start next to Rob Zombie in the 21. The Bee Gees will start alongside Greg Graffin. John Popper is going to start alongside Vin Diesel. Benjamin Franklin will start next to Richie Birkenhead. Trent Reznor is going to start alongside CM Punk in the 42. Justin Allgaier will start next to Gibby Haynes in the 15. Winnie the Pooh is going to start alongside Sweet Tooth in the 9. Bernie Sanders with an awful qualifying effort will start next to MC Hammer in the 41. Dale Earnhardt for 1970 will start alongside Donald Trump. Janet Jackson is going to start next to Jack Black in the 95, and rounding out the field is Elvis Presley and Brad Pitt in the 46. The textures don't suck. Thank Jesus the textures don't suck. It is so painful when these textures are bad. Aerial coverage, as always, is provided by Smithfield Foods as the pace car brings us around to the green flag of the KFC 400 from Kentucky. Down goes the pace car, the same length as last week, 67 laps around the Kentucky Place Motor Speedway thing. In any case, Brock Lesnar and Mary Poppins are gonna bring you down to the green flag of the KFC 400. And this race is underway. Brock Lesnar with the advantage going into turn number 1. David Bowie trying to follow through, but falling back. Brock Lesnar powerful on the inside line at the front of this racetrack. Brock Lesnar has had a rough couple of weeks and would like to rebound and get right back into victory lane for his 3rd win of the year. Brock Lesnar looking strong early on. Literally not even one lap into the race. Brock Lesnar leads lap number 1. David Bowie takes over 2nd place, and behind is Arnold Schwarzenegger in the 1. Lots of strong cars starting in the mid-pack. In this race, Justin Allgaier is currently 34th. Right in front of him is the 93 of Trent Reznor. Donald Trump has made up a lot of spots, but these two have not. Let's take a look at Corbin Forrester in the 24, who sits just outside of the top 10. What If Racing falling? Tails and Corbin Forrester moving their way up. Where is Bernie Sanders? Bernie Sanders is all the way back in like second to last. Rough race for a couple of strong championship contender drivers. Let's take it back up to the lead where Brock Lesnar was your leader before we left. Now Arnold Schwarzenegger takes over the position. Phil Collins, last week's winner, with a look underneath that 48 of Brock Lesnar. Here comes Susan Boyle in the 98. Good runs thus far for Susan Boyle. Very, very slow on the outside. There's Brock Lesnar. Great laps all around for these guys, though. 31.6 for the 1st place car of Phil Collins. Arnold Schwarzenegger falling back. Here comes Susan Boyle in a 98, but it's all Phil Collins up front. The outside line, not the place to be in this race. Here comes Mary Poppins, who fell back early. Now up to 3rd place, looking to make a move underneath that 98. Very fast, very strong on that inside line. The inside line is the place to be here at Kentucky in the KFC 400. Susan Boyle maintains 2nd, but it's all Phil Collins up at the front of this field. Phil Collins very strong here, looking to go back-to-back like it is so popular in this series to do. But he's got a long race ahead of him if he wants to do that. Next in line is Susan Boyle in a 98. Then it's Mary Poppins in third. Arnold Schwarzenegger sits in fourth. Fifth place is David Bowie in a 78. And Keanu Reeves battles it out with Brock Lesnar and Tails for that matter for that 6th position. Back here in 9th, it is What If Racing. Rounding out your top 10 is Greg Graffin. Jesus Christ needs to have a good race this week. The engine going down last week did not help in the point situation whatsoever. Jesus Christ needing to rebound heavily. Another tough race right now so far is Corbin Forrester. I can't seem to sling onto him for whatever reason. Currently, I don't know, 15th-ish? 16th is what the game says. Falling back and uncharacteristically outside of the top 10 run currently for Corbin Forrester. Let's take it back up to the front. Phil Collins is still in the lead, but Susan Boyle is there. Susan Boyle having a great race. That number 95 showing that it doesn't suck dick, kind of, not really, sort of. In ways. In ways, basically. Phil Collins leads lap number 7. Here comes the number 1 of Arnold Schwarzenegger with David Bowie right in tow. Susan Boyle fighting back on the outside line. The outside line pretty tough to get on. But Susan Boyle appears to have it on lockdown. That'll definitely help. Many drivers not doing so good on the outside line early in this event. Here comes Tails in the 19. Was your points leader for the longest time, and now Corbin Forrester is your points leader for the longest time. Will the pendulum swing back to the 19's favor? It's looking like that's how it's shaping out to be thus far today. But as we all know, Corbin Forrester's pit crew has been phenomenal in getting him up into good positions after having rough starts. 9 laps complete at the line. Thanks for joining us for the KFC 400 at Kentucky. We will take a quick NASCAR non-stop commercial break. Don't you dare go anywhere. This is the NASCAR Cheez Cup Series.
Coolest winter in the dead of July. If I was king of the world. Living our lives, castle in the sky. If I was king of the world. Danica Patrick. There's a whole lot of Mexican going on at Taco John's.
Congratulations, taco lovers. You made it to Taco Tuesday. Today only you can get 2 fresh-made Taco John's crispy tacos for just 99 cents. So get over to Taco John's for Taco Tuesday. You've waited long enough.
There's a whole lot of Mexican going on at Taco John's.
Every day in February is Taco Tuesday. 2 hard-shell tacos for 99 cents.
Dude! The rent is due, your mom is dying, and your parole officer is outside looking for you. What are you gonna do?
Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Oh,
I don't see how this is helping.
can you feel it? Can you feel it? Oh,
Fuck it.
Today's presentation for the NASCAR Cheez Cup Series race from Kentucky is presented by NOS. When you oh so desperately need to kill yourself with caffeine.
Caution flag is out. Several drivers going down pit road. I wasn't in the room during the NASCAR nonstop, so let's see what happened. Reverse time, please. Thank you very much. And there is your pace car. So, lights are on there. Okay. What brought out this? The first caution in the KFC 400. Let's look through the field. Let's look through the field. Looking through the field, and I don't think anything happened. Yeah, I don't think anything happened, so. Phantom debris caution is our first caution of the day from Kentucky. As you saw there, though, several drivers were going directly down pit road. So, let's take it to the pit road cameras and watch as the drivers take their way down. And there they are. They're off in the grass, basically. Okay. Everyone's going down pit road this time by. Will this be enough to complete the race? Unlikely. However, this does change up things in a sense that this race should not have a pit stop immediately at the end, like at Chicagoland. Several drivers down pit road right now. Let's take a look at pit lane number 1. This camera will show us who is going to win the drive off of pit road. Okay, it looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger currently has the biggest advantage at the moment, it looks like. There comes Phil Collins out of his pit stall. Arnold Schwarzenegger very slow, but it's not going to hurt him too much. Tails takes over second, Mary Poppins third, Susan Boyle fourth, Arnold Schwarzenegger rounds out your top 5. Here is the battle for the rest out of the pit stops. Back up front we go in this TV1 camera. No. Phil Collins keeps his lead under the green flag, or not green flag, but pit stops in general under caution. Tails takes over second. Mary Poppins is third. Susan Boyle fourth. Fifth is Arnold Schwarzenegger number 1. Sixth place is Jesus Christ himself. Greg Graffin appears to have taken over the 7th place position. 8th will be What If Racing. 9th will be Donald Trump, and rounding out your top 10 is the 44 of Tommy Joe Martins. We will let them hit the stripe, and we will see if this remains to be the lineup. Slowly making their way around, the caution flag came out at the line, and there you have it. So, pace car still has its lights flashing while we were just on NASCAR nonstop during when the caution came out, so there's no reason to go right back to caution. I mean, NASCAR nonstop. Let's go. Boop. There we go. Lights are off on the pace car. This time by the green flag will wave. Wow, they go around this track really, really slow. Under caution. Okay. Restarting in first place is going to be that number 14 of Phil Collins. Second is Tails looking to rebound after a rough spell. Mary Poppins sits third with your most top 10s on the season. Susan Boyle is fourth. Fifth is Arnold Schwarzenegger, and yeah, we went through the whole thing and we already know where everyone is at. Phil Collins is going to retake the green flag at the line. It will be 39 or any, I don't know how many laps are left, about 41 or so. Phil Collins retakes the green flag and immediately into turn 1, Tails is going to look underneath that 14 car. Tails is looking really powerful in this race so far, and there he goes. Lots of speed down on the inside line there. The inside line is definitely the line to be. And for the, well, since Daytona, but before that, for the first time in a while, Tails will take the lead in a NASCAR Cheez Cup Series event in that goddamn gorgeous paint scheme. Third place is still Susan Boyle. Fourth is now Arnold Schwarzenegger. Mary Poppins falls to 5th, now to 6th after Jesus Christ himself makes the move. Now on the inside line is Phil Collins with a big run, just like Tails. Side by side at the lead, this is only helping out Susan Boyle. We could see Susan Boyle take over the first position here in a moment. Tails loses several spots, Phil Collins back to the lead. Susan Boyle up to second, Arnold Schwarzenegger all the way to third. Arnold Schwarzenegger with a look underneath 1098 of Susan Boyle at the line, and it's Susan Boyle over Arnold Schwarzenegger. Arnold Schwarzenegger makes the pass into turn number 1. Will it be enough? Susan Boyle way on the outside line. Is this a strategic move on Susan Boyle's part? It'll be just enough for Arnold Schwarzenegger to keep the position over Susan Boyle. Jesus Christ with a look underneath the 98 now. Arnold Schwarzenegger pretty slow on the inside line. Susan Boyle with the run, but Arnold Schwarzenegger's going to get her on the outside. Exit of the turn, I mean. And Arnold Schwarzenegger takes over the position. Jesus Christ the third. Susan Boyle falls all the way to fourth in that exchange. Here comes Sweet Tooth in the number 9. Both RPM cars in this shot. Let's take a look at our championship contenders. Brock Lesnar is right in this fold, just outside of the top 10 it looks like right now. Needs to get better for that 48 car. Corbin Forrester all the way back in 32nd. Wow, he's not having a good time. So is Justin Allgaier. I saw Bernie Sanders in the mix there as well. Several high, and Trent Reznor. Several people high in the points are way in the back of this field. This is going to condense the point situation should this race end now. Let's go back up to the front of the field where Phil Collins was leading last time we looked. Phil Collins has a massive lead over the rest of the field. Second place is Jesus Christ himself. Here comes Sweet Tooth in the number 9. Sweet Tooth hasn't done much since his win at California, way in the second race of the season. Here he comes now, though. Sweet Tooth with a look. Underneath championship contender number 88, Jesus Christ. Phil Collins likes what he sees behind him, though. Phil Collins is only pulling out even further now as a result of this side-by-side battle between Sweet Tooth and Jesus Christ. Here comes the 31 of Donald Trump with several others. Here comes that number 48 of Brock Lesnar in the championship conversation. Richie Birkenhead in 5th or so. Yes, 6th. There we go. Susan Boyle fell several spots, but is now going to challenge that number 83 on the outside. Inside is the 80, 90... You didn't hear anything. Phil Collins continues to lead. 23 laps complete at the line. Phil Collins, your leader by a margin. At the line, Phil Collins with a 31.9 compared to, oh my goodness, Donald Trump all the way to 2nd already. 32 flat, 31.9 for Brock Lesnar. 32 flat, 32.3, 31.8, 32.3, 32 flat, 32.3. Goodness me, I'm gaseous today. Phil Collins, your leader. He won last week. Can he do it again today? Keep watching the NASCAR Cheez Cup Series, and you will find out. This is the KFC 400 from Kentucky. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you after this round of NASCAR Nonstop.
I have a structured settlement and I need cash now.
Call J.G. Wentworth, 877 cash now.
I have an annuity, but I need cash now.
Call J.G. Wentworth, 877 cash now. 877 cash now.
They help thousands, they'll help you too. One lump sum of cash they will pay to you. If you get long-term payments, but you need cash now.
Call J.G. Wentworth, 877 cash now.
877 cash now.
877 cash now. 877 cash now.
It's your money. Use it when you need it.
Call J.G. Wentworth, 877 cash now. Call now.
Fuck you, fire truck. You haven't even fucked me over in this series yet, and yet I still hate your ass. I still hate your ass. Oh, come on! Why? You know, as the game goes on, boost becomes a lot less just going faster at random points, but just going back up to speed once I hit head on with something stupid or the environment, which is something stupid, by the way.
Today's presentation of the NASCAR Cheez Cup Series race from Kentucky is presented by Allstate. You're in good hands, if you define good as chapped and dry.
Welcome back to the KFC 400 from Kentucky. Phil Collins continues to lead by a margin over the second place Jesus Christ 88. Third now is Arnold Schwarzenegger as they battle side by side for fourth. Keanu Reeves in fourth, battling with Greg Graffin in fifth. And here's your battle for sixth. Several drivers under a blanket, 3 wide into 1 for the 6th position. David Bowie is going to have a good run into this corner. Very tight. Barely clearing that number 48 is Sweet Tooth, allowing him to get out of that corner without braking and potentially breaking the field. Let's take a gander at some championship contenders. Bernie Sanders is up to 15th. I'm not sure what in the world he did to get up there. He must have had a very good pit stop. Corbin Forrester's, whoa, he is back in 39th. Yowza. He's the last car on the track right now. Wow. Corbin Forrester with an awful race today. Jesus Christ, as we saw, was in 2nd place now. Trent Reznor in 35th. Not a good race for Trent Reznor either. David Bowie, though, in his bipolar disorder, taking us all the way up to like 5th or so here. David Bowie looking to secure maybe another win today. David Bowie with 2 wins on the season. Brock Lesnar here is in 13th, just outside of the top 10. The inside line held up there by the 41 of MC Hammer. I wonder, is someone out of this race? Or is just someone laps down? Bruce Willis is in 40th right now. So I don't know what happened. But in any case, we're here. Back up front we go. Phil Collins continues to lead by quite a margin as we're closing in on halfway in this event. Arnold Schwarzenegger has made a move into 2nd place. It is all Phil Collins' race right now. Phil Collins is going to definitely gain in the points today, especially considering how Corbin Forrester's in dead last right now. But anyway, it's not the point. Phil Collins is having a great day in 1st place, and he is not even being close to challenge right now. Compared to last weekend, Phil Collins is doing way better. Even though he won last weekend, he is doing even better this time. But pit stops should be probably about 10 to 15 laps away. Pit stops occurred under the first caution of today's event. When, I don't know what happened, it was probably a phantom debris caution. Maybe that's programmed into Kentucky because it, you know, came out after NR 2003 was released. So maybe that's just programmed into the game. I don't know. Whatever the case, Jesus Christ himself is up to 2nd. David Bowie to 3rd. Greg Graffin to 4th. Falling is Arnold Schwarzenegger. Here comes Barack Obama in the 38 to 5th. Great run for Barack Obama. Richie Birkenhead is 7th, or 6th. I mean, I don't know where the hell he is. But yeah. Phil Collins is just untouchable right now. We'll take a look at the times at the line and see if anyone even comes close to the speed demon in the 14. Phil Collins at the line records a lap of 36.2. Next in line is a 32.6. 32.3. I hate the pace car with all my heart. 32.6, 32.6, 32.3, 32.4, 32.3, 32.1 by Richie Birkenhead. Good lap right there. 32.1, 32.3, 32.5, 32.5, 33 flat. Yeah. It's either close or slower than the 14 of Phil Collins. Phil Collins just bad out of hell right now. But the lap times are slowing. And it looks like, I think for the first time, someone else is in the frame right behind Phil Collins, so they might be catching him slightly now. Phil Collins, your leader for the vast majority of this race. Took the win last week at Chicago, and the Chicago Cubs win the World Series 400. Looking to go back-to-back like it is so popular in this series to do. At the line, Phil Collins with a 32.7. Records a 32.8 that time by. 32.7 for David Bowie. Down underneath him is Greg Graffin in the 43, who had a 32.5. 32.5, 33 flat, 32.8, 32.8, 32.4, 32.9, 32.7, 33.1. So still very powerful cars, just not even close to the Phil Collins 14 though. Greg Graffin, on the other hand, looking to put together a full race for the first time, I think, this season. Greg Graffin got the pole at Atlanta and fell back. Then he took the win at Dover. He has not had a great season beyond that, however. Now sitting in third, Barack Obama next to him. Looking to rectify from past mistakes. Looking to, trying to make a bad religion joke off the top of my head. Looking to end these new dark ages that Greg Graffin has befallen. I don't know. Phil Collins leads. 32.3 at the line. Great lap by Phil Collins. 32.9. 32.9. 33.1. Yeah. Phil Collins is just absolutely putting a beating on this field. This is looking a lot like Tails at Texas, I want to say. I think it was Texas that Tails destroyed everyone. This is Phil Collins' race to lose. Will it happen? I don't know. It could. Could very well. While we think about that, why don't we take a nice quick trip through Crank It Up. 43 laps complete in the KFC 400 at Kentucky, and Phil Collins is just absolutely decimating this field. Pit stops, however, should be right around the corner. They went in at about lap 14, I want to say, and 30 laps was about the time frame between pit stops in, and there you go, Chicago. There it is. Phil Collins, the first to go down pit road that time by. And oh my goodness, he is off in the grass, but I think everyone else is going to go off in the grass anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Phil Collins bringing it in. Your new leader is Greg Graffin in the 43. More drivers were down pit road earlier than Phil Collins. Bernie Sanders looks like he has a bit of damage on the nose of that car. Cracking like an egg is that nose. Slowing way down is Bernie Sanders, actually. Getting a nice run, backing up the corner like a badass, though, is Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders may benefit the most out of this if Phil Collins is held up by lap traffic. Or not lap traffic, but, you know, traffic in general because of pit stops and slower cars and all that business. We can have a new leader in Bernie Sanders. But Bernie Sanders wasn't exactly doing the greatest before this race started its final cycle of pit stops. Final, hopefully, cycle of pit stops. No traffic for that 14 car, so it looks like it's going to be very tough for these guys to find a way around that number 14. This car is going to be barreling its way around here, unless John Popper holds him up, which it doesn't look like is going to be the case. Phil Collins crosses the line and will most likely retake the lead. Currently in 17th on the track. 18th now. Interestingly. There's Greg Graffin, who stayed out longer than Phil Collins on that round of pit stops. So, in all likelihood, these are the final guys around pit road. 45 laps complete, 46 at the line. It will be about 22 to go once they cross the, well, 21 to go when they cross the start-finish line. Boom, baby. 21 laps remain. Phil Collins is up to third now. Who stayed out is the biggest question. Brock Lesnar sits 22nd, 23rd, 40th, 39th, I don't know. But in whatever case, Phil Collins sits right there. Right there! Right there is Phil Collins in the 14. And, yeah, that's how that's shaking out. So, at the line, it is Phil Collins probably with the lead. Phil Collins is first indeed. Back to second now. Is Brad Pitt in second? No, they're just coming down in the line now. Wow. Okay. So Brad Pitt takes over second. Nice moves by Brad Pitt there. Third was Barack Obama, but now fourth. Third is Sweet Tooth. Greg Graffin and Bernie Sanders battle it out for the fifth, I think, position. Winnie the Pooh is in the conversation as well. Donald Trump sits 8th. Jesus Christ in 9th. And Richie Birkenhead rounds out your top 10. There is Keanu Reeves, CM Punk, Justin Allgaier, Janet Jackson, and Dale Earnhardt. How are our championship contenders doing? Corbin Forrester is up to 21st. There is Tails right ahead of him. So, Corbin Forrester not with a gray race, but it's still not going to help him out in the points. Trent Reznor, on the other hand, is still back in 35th. Pathetic showing. Very up and down season for that 93 car. Donald Trump is 7th, in case you care. Mary Poppins. Mary Poppins, wow, 31st. David Bowie fell to 32nd. What an interesting round of pit stops. Several drivers falling victim to terrible pit stops. Not the best set of pit stops for several drivers. But Phil Collins, on the other hand, is looking to be checking out. We will take one last NASCAR Nonstop commercial break before Liberty Mutual Insurance gives us leeway to the end of the event. Phil Collins leads. Thank you all so much for joining us on the Kamikaze Game Sports Network for the KFC 400. We'll be right back.
Well, that seems to be everything. Well, thank you for choosing our company to close out your brand new 2018 model. If there's anything else we need to discuss or you need help with something, you can tell me right now, but if we're done, we can shake hands and be done with it. Yeah, actually, there is one thing that I could use. Okay, do you need a warranty, some mud flaps? Would you like a complimentary stuffed toy? Show me the Carfax. Sir, there is no Carfax. This is brand new off... Show me the Carfax. There's no Carfax, sir. Show me the Carfax, cunt. Excuse me? Show me the motherfucking Carfax. I fuck your mom every day in the ass. What? I swear to my God that I will throttle you to within an inch of your life if you don't give me the fucking Carfax. Okay. Yeah. Here you go. Thank you.
Start your search at Carfax.com.
Danica Patrick.
Pizza place, hold please. You're holding for pizza. And wasting your life. Yes, wasting your life.
Let's go to Little Caesars and grab a hot and ready pizza.
Don't listen to your wife. Keep waiting and holding and waiting forever.
All right. Introducing Little Caesars Hot and Ready Pretzel Crust Pizza. A large pizza with a creamy cheddar cheese sauce topped with mozzarella, pepperoni, and a 4-cheese blend, all on a buttery, salted, soft pretzel crust for just $6 at Little Caesars.
Now at Applebee's, the Hoy Burger, a half-pound burger with cheese and hot deli sliced ham. Order a Hoy Burger and Applebee's will donate $1 to United Way of Story County.
Today's presentation of the NASCAR Cheez Cup Series race from Kentucky is presented by Pop's secret. It's no secret that Pop's secret is that Pop's secret has no secret.
Welcome back to the KFC 400 from the Kentucky Motor Speedway. Phil Collins has been absolutely decimating this field today, leading every, I'm pretty sure, lap. Maybe not, I don't actually know, but I wasn't paying enough attention in the early parts of this race. Whatever, doesn't matter. Phil Collins is leading. Second place is Donald Trump. He did not have a better lap than Phil Collins that time by, but there is just a backstretch between these drivers now. I do believe it was more than that before pit stops. So they're possibly catching Phil Collins, but it's probably going to take a miracle for anyone besides Phil Collins to win this race as we enter lap number 57, 11 to go in this race. Barack Obama and several very interesting drivers in the top 5 of this field, namely Sweet Tooth, Barack Obama, and Brad Pitt. These guys have not had a great season, looking to capitalize in this race. There is Jesus Christ himself in 8th. A championship contender. Let's take a look at some more championship contenders. Tails is 27th. After, I think, starting on the pole, so that's not good. Corbin Forrester, however, is 15th, rebounding from an awful race thus far. Is that number 24 Corbin Forrester? Brock Lesnar, on the other hand, dead last. Yeah. Wow. Brock Lesnar is dead fucking last. Trent Reznor continues to sit in 34th. Having a god-awful race like usual. David Bowie is 32nd after having a terrible pit stop. Justin Allgaier is 12th. So that's not bad. Not bad. Bernie Sanders was up in the front. Yes, there he is working on that number 46 of Brad Pitt. But this is just Phil Collins' race to lose. It has been an absolute decimation. Just a roundhouse kick from the foot of Phil Collins on the rest of this field. Surprising I didn't put Chuck Norris into this series. Thinking about it now. At the line, it is a 32-5 for Phil Collins that time by. Second place, Donald Trump gets a 32-2, 32-2, 32-1, 32-3, 32-8. So the rest of the top 5 is definitely faster than Phil Collins, but Phil is so far out ahead, I don't think it's going to matter. At the line, it will be 7 to go. 7 to go in this event. Once they reach the line. At the line, Phil Collins is going to lead lap number 60, entering lap number 61, and he will complete it with a 32-3. Donald Trump with a 32 flat. Donald Trump is definitely faster than Phil Collins. I just don't think it's going to be enough. Phil Collins has put on a clinic today, and it is definitely going to help him out in the points standing. 200 points across both of these weekends will help out Phil Collins after he had a rough spell of having terrible luck and then just having a terrible job of driving. So, yeah. Phil Collins leads yet another lap. That time, oh my goodness, a 32-6. This could be exactly what everyone else needs. A 32-1 out of Donald Trump. 32-3 for Sweet Tooth. 32-4 for Barack Obama at a 32-6. But Bernie Sanders at a 32-4. Yeah, not quite in the same frame yet. Yeah, not even in this camera angle. They're barely in the same frame. It's going to take a lot for Donald Trump to get this lead. Phil Collins crosses the line to begin lap number 63, a 32-5 that time by. 32-3 for Donald Trump. He is trying as hard as he can to get up into the lead of this event. Donald Trump charging late. Still not in the frame on the backstretch, however. There's the Kentucky Speedway logo. Donald Trump already passed it. Entering turn number 1 now. Entering turn 1 number now. It's going to be close, I'm thinking, between these two drivers. Here comes Phil Collins across the line. And he will get a 52-3. That time by Donald Trump with a 32-3. Still 2/10 better than Phil Collins around there. If only you could see like an... Oh, wait. You can. You totally can see an interval. There it is. Under a second for that number 31 car, Donald Trump now, as they head around into turn number 3. Trump falls back at the number line. I don't know. At the line, Donald Trump still 9/10 back, it looks like. Phil Collins with a 32.7. Donald Trump with a 32.3. How is he not catching Phil at this point? 3 laps remain in this event. Phil Collins just has to close it out for another 3 laps. But he's got a lot of work to do. Donald Trump has finally entered the frame of the image. It might be too little too late, though. Phil Collins crossing the line. 65 down, 2 remain. 32.6 for Phil Collins that time by. 32.7 for Donald Trump. That time it is. Phil Collins with the advantage over Donald Trump, but as we've seen, that doesn't mean shit when it comes to these cars. Anyone can, well, it's probably still going to be Phil Collins, but anyone can still win this race. In this corner, Donald Trump is still just in the frame, but it's not going to be enough. Phil Collins is going to enter lap last. The last lap, lap number 67. Completes this one with a 32.7. Donald Trump with a 32.6. Bernie Sanders, the Charger, at the end of this. 32.1. Wow. Great lap by Bernie Sanders. But it's just not going to be enough. Phil Collins coming out of turn 2. Rough spell early in the season. Came an ass hair away from winning at Sonoma at the start of the season. But there is no doubt in anyone's mind that Phil Collins is back and ready to bring the rain down or something. Phil Collins wins the KFC 400 at Kentucky. Side-by-side photo finish between Donald Trump and Bernie Sanders for second. Donald Trump takes it, however. Phil Collins with his second win on the season. 2 in a row for that number 14 car. Phil Collins wins. Donald Trump takes second. Bernie Sanders is third. Barack Obama ends up 4th. 5th will be Richie Birkenhead. Corbin Forrester will end up 13th after this event. And last place will be Tommy Joe Martins. Brock Lesnar in 39th. David Bowie in 36th. Tails ended up 21st, so it didn't end up too bad for Tails. But it will be Phil Collins taking home the trophy and the KFC 400 from Kentucky. Thanks, everyone, for joining us on the Kamikaze Games Sports Network for this race in the NASCAR Cheez Cup Series season. Next week, I think it's IMS. Don't quote me on it, but I think we're going to Indianapolis Motor Speedway. I would do the road course, but you can only run 29 cars in the road course race, so we will be doing the regular Brickyard 400 race. In any case, thank you all so much for joining us in the KFC 400 from Kentucky. This has been some more NASCAR Cheez Cup Series racing. And we will see you next time. Bye, everybody. See you later. And it didn't do a celebration, but Phil Collins won, so. Yay!
Fuck!